Welcome to the Homeownership podcast presented by Momentum Realty, located in Hanover, Massachusetts. This series covers all things real estate and the best practices for buying, selling, and owning properties. Now here's your host, Sean Maloney.
Welcome to episode 105, How College Debt Affects Housing. I'm your host, Sean Patrick Maloney. Thanks for joining me this week. This week I want to talk to you about a very important subject. We had a change of presidency, and during the campaigning they talked a lot about paying off $50,000 per student of college debt. I want to talk to you about how college debt affects the marketplace and how this massive change could change housing as we know it and what's going to happen. I know there's a lot of pros, there's a lot of cons, there's a lot of people thinking they know the difference between the two, but today I just want to talk to you about how it actually affects the housing market. People understand the need for a pre-approval. Pre-approval is actually the first step to buying a home. It's the thing that you need to do right away in order to be able to purchase a home, because you need to know your budget and you need to know what the bank's willing to give. And in order to put in an offer, you're going to have a pre-approval. Even better yet, during COVID times, you're probably going to need a pre-approval even to go show the house. This is because they don't want wasted time people in the house. They want to minimize the traffic and maximize the results. Now, what goes into a home approval? First thing is they look at your credit score. Obviously, that's an important one. I can say that there's a lot of college kids out there that are actually very responsible credit holders, so they have great credit scores. Next is just your ability to pay and your payments in the past history. Yes, that affects your credit score, but they're also looking at, did you ever miss a mortgage payment or anything along those terms? That one there, again, lots of these college kids, they've been paying their debt all along and they're doing really good and they have excellent credit scores, everything's good. The next thing they look at is debt to income ratio. This is the one that can be crushing. This is the one that it doesn't matter if you have a great credit score. This is the one it doesn't matter if you pay on time. It doesn't matter if you get good grades. It doesn't matter if you're a responsible driver. It doesn't matter what you do. If you have too much debt versus how much you earn, you cannot lend money. Why? Because you can't make the payment back. And also the government has regulated what level of debt they allow people to have. Otherwise, they would see it as predatory lending, which no lender wants to go into that predatory lending. So they automatically have to disqualify you based on your debt to income ratio. Let's be honest, there's a lot of doctors out there, school-wise, doctor degree, that are working jobs that pay less than a desirable wage for the amount of debt after the accumulation of 8 years of school. Even people who went to as little as 2 years of school, or if someone even less than that, technical school. Some technical schools can cost tens of thousands of dollars a month to go to. So people end up with a massive amount of college debt that chases them for a very long time. Their monthly payment out for the college debt is actually quite significant, so significant that the bank can't lend them the maximum amount of money, and it's affecting their housing, which is affecting the housing market. It's making a lot more non-viable buyers that are making the payments that we would normally make towards housing, but for the first time ever, they're paying for school. Why do I say for the first time ever? Well, college has not been around that long, right? We invented college not too long back, and the idea of you need college for every single job and everything like that. But the truth is, it really, we're starting to figure out that it's not quite the cup of tea that we thought it was. It's not quite the you need it type of thing. It's needed for certain jobs, of course, but they should do a lot more specialty field studies and things like that that would ultimately help out. I can tell you as an employer, if somebody came to me tomorrow and said, Sean, not only do I not need a paycheck, but I'm going to pay you $10,000 to $40,000 a year to learn from you, I would happily take them on and take that $10,000 to $40,000 and train the heck out of them and turn them into a cash producing asset for my company and help them grow their life. But unfortunately, they come to me and they say, Sean, I owe a lot of money. I am in trouble and I need more money now, and I'm unhappy with how much you pay me because my college told me I was going to get paid more, and now I'm paying them back and I can't afford it. There's no way with my debt to income ratio I can make that type of money. I need my income to go up so I can afford the housing. So it puts undue pressure on employers and puts undue pressure on the individual themselves to perform better, even though the what is out there for jobs does not reflect what the colleges tell you. Now, some of them are more honest than others. Some of them land land you into job placement, and some of them are better priced than others. Can't attack them all. Can't say they're all bad. Can't say it's not different. But I can say in a world of YouTube, maybe you should just go online and start learning. Maybe you should go and get the right teachers. Reach out to the people that are actually doing the things. Because I can tell you there's a lot of college professors out there that have never done what they're teaching. But that said, that college debt keeps compounding and it's forever chasing them, whether it be they need to make more money or they need to cut it down. This is the first time ever where we're talking about chopping $50,000 per individual out. What will this ultimately mean? Well, let's do some numbers. So $50,000 over the course of 10 years at 4.66 interest rate equals $522 a month. What does this mean? This means that if you paid off $50,000 of the average person's debt that has that, they're going to have $522 a month of free cash flow that was not available before, and their debt to income ratio is going to start fixing itself. What does it mean for a couple or two individuals that want to buy together? It means that they now have $100,000 less debt, otherwise known as $1,044 extra dollars a month. That's real money, folks. That's not just play money. That's just not, oh my God, it's just going to make a tiny little effect. We're talking landslide money. We're talking money that's going to make your budget big. So now let's talk about it in the terms of homes. So if we went to a mortgage calculator, we put an interest rate of 2.9%, which is about average right now, maybe a little over 3 for some people, depending on your credit score and everything. Look at a 30-year period, and we take that same money, that $522, and we inject it in there. We get an additional budget of $125,500 of purchase price. So imagine you could increase your budget tomorrow on your housing by $125,500. I can tell you in terms of items, that would add an in-ground pool, a garage, and a master suite to your house. That would add a mudroom and a bonus room. That would add a garage with a bonus over master suite. That would add a deck, a pool, a patio, whatever you wanted to add. All those things you're missing would be there if you had that additional $522 a month. Or if you didn't spend all of it and you put some of it away, you actually may be able to dig out of your other debt and put yourself in a better situation than you've ever been in. You don't need to spend it all just because you're spending it now. Maybe you save some of it and recapitalize it. And then in the future, you implement that money into your budget. What does it mean for couples or multiple people buying a home together? It means you times it by 2, times it by 3. Say if you and your friend and your other friend are going to buy a house together, the 3 is clear your debt. You now have 3 times that amount of money. So for the couple or the 2 individuals that want to move in together, that means an additional $251,000 real dollars of financeable mortgage. That is amazing, people. That's home purchase price. That's cash. That's ready to go. That's going to be borrowed to you by the bank, by the financial institution you choose, and they're going to let you purchase that much more. I can tell you, no matter what marketplace you're in, when you add $250,000 to your budget, you're going to see better houses. So now let's talk about what is the cause and effect of that. Like, what is it going to do? Like, if everyone just suddenly has a bigger budget by $251,000 that went to college and is buying with somebody else, what's going to happen in the market? Well, just like when we talk about $15 an hour and minimum wage increases, and everybody always brings up you're looking at prices today versus increasing the wages tomorrow. You really need to look at what's going to happen to the prices tomorrow when the increase of wage happens. Same thing here, folks. We're going to see a massive increase. This is my prediction in home prices. If this passes, not only will they rise, but they will rise at the fastest rate you have ever seen. It will be stunning. It will floor some people. There will be people who thought that this was going to benefit them, and it only put them further behind because the house prices will jump by equal. Why? Because so many people in the marketplace have this problem that it's going to add a whole bunch of buyers in an already stifled marketplace because we have a supply and demand problem. We do not have the supply for the demand. So if we raise the demand, we are going to lower the supply and we are going to increase prices. If you don't like today's prices, you're able to buy and you're looking at this, you may want to purchase before these college kids get this free money, because if they get this money, I'm telling you, they're coming. They're not liking living down in mom and dad's basement. They are coming. And this market is going to explode. As a real estate broker, it excites me. I'm really happy about it. I'm nervous about what it'll do to the overall economy. But I can tell you, when people have free cash flow and they're at that age where they want a home, it is a great way to induce more spending, more home buying, and a bigger marketplace, which is just going to lead to those huge increases in purchase price. So for sellers, it's great news. If you're selling, you might be able to get even more. I mean, right now that's great, but it might even get better. I'm not telling you to wait because I don't know that it'll go through. But if this comes along and you're thinking of selling, this is going to be the holy grail of making a market go insane because of the injection of money. Remember, everything that's happened during COVID times, we've taken trillions of dollars and injected it into the marketplace, right? And that's gone out to people in checks like $1,200, $600, other things like that. This is handing an individual $50,000. Imagine the difference in your life. Whether it be car salesmen to real estate agents, anybody who is in these big spend type things where debt to income ratio comes into play is going to see a massive advantage with a lot more clients than ever. If you have a bunch of college debt yourself, this may actually be the breakthrough that gets you that opportunity to get your dream home. Or if you're living in a home right now and it's not your dream home because of college debt, it may allow you to sell your house for more money than ever and purchase a house with more money than ever, which is that bing, bang, boom. I'm happy. I made a ton of money and I got free money and I got a better house. Thank you guys so much for listening. I hope this helps out with understanding what this college debt thing could do to us, how the benefits are, what the cons are, and where we're going. Make sure to go over, check out our Facebook group, check out the blog, check out the podcast, check out the newsletter, subscribe to them all. I look forward to talking to you next week. Thank you so much and have a great week.